In today's adventure, we finally start building Embers machines and we start getting resources. Hey there, this is GrampyJAG coming to you from Living in a Dcraft World. It's a new project of mine, working on filming it right now. I got some news though. You may have heard or you may hear me talking about wanting to run a Dcraft Omicron server in some point in the future. Well, that future may be closer than we ever thought. And like I say, I've got some stuff recorded that isn't up. You may hear me talking about wanting to do it, but we may actually be able to do it in a couple of months if we're lucky. Bobby has started a new server and he thinks he has the ability to run a secondary server under his primary server. And if he can do that, he will run a Dcraft Omicron server. We will make a new map. This, of course, is after I finish adding things that I'm adding to the code, correcting things that I found in the code, cleaning up the code, and making a new world map with a new start position at spawn, which will take you to one of several start areas in the beginning. Now, what I am thinking of doing is if y'all want to start leaving comments in this particular video, has to be this video, so I ain't looking everywhere, but if you would be interested in participating in a Dcraft Omicron server with other like-minded players, get a comment down below so I can follow up with you later. Now, there are some caveats to this, okay? First off, no jerks. We don't want any griefing. We want people to work together and do understand a few things about Dcraft. Dcraft is a builder's mod pack. It is not something you blow through, do quests, and you're done. It is a builder's mod pack. So if you like building stuff, fortresses, towers, cities, whatever, cross-stitch patterns, don't care. But if you like building stuff, this is a mod pack you might want to try. And this is a server you might want to be on, because you can see some of the gorgeous stuff in the background here you can make. Imagine what kind of buildings you could make. Think about it. Now, the other thing is, you have to work on this server. This is not a server where everything's handed to you and you're done in 20 minutes. You could easily spend a year or more playing this game. So consider that before you drop your comment down below there, because we would want some commitment out of you. So no griefing, no being a jerk, no, over language. Don't be a jerk. That's the main line. Don't be a jerk. If you're interested in such a thing, sign up below. Be a few months at least. And a lot of things got to go right first before we can ever think about doing this. Otherwise, we got to wait till we got the 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 watch hours, and we're getting monetized so we can afford a server. That's the other way to go. You don't want to be on the server, but you'd like to see us do a server series? Subscribe. Watch the videos. Turn your device on while you're asleep. Let the videos run at night. Somebody requested that, and there is a watch list just for that. So you don't even have to listen. Just let it run at night. I was going to say something else. I don't remember what it is. This is what happened when you get addled. You get old. I would love to see senior citizens on board. You ever seen how creative a senior citizen can be? Ooh-wee, look at me. Or maybe not. Yeah, it hasn't popped back into my head. I will probably... Really? Really? It never rains here. I'm probably going to cut this. I'm going to go sleep this off. And I'll be back. Hopefully I will remember what it was I was going to tell you. Can't go that way. There. Now I can see what I'm doing. Yeah, it's just about nighttime according to the clock. All right, let's take this from the middle. So there are a few caveats to requesting joining the server. First off, some basic stuff. Don't be a jerk. No griefing. Be respectful. That's a lot of it. I don't care if you want to make your own videos. You can make your own videos. Only thing I ask is that you include a link back to my server videos and back to the Dcraft Omicron link on CurseForge. Do those two things. Don't be a jerk. Be nice to people. Commit yourself for a good year. You know, it's not a lot of stuff to ask. Build stuff. Build lots of stuff. Talk to people. I love interaction with people. Now, the progression is going to go a lot faster because y'all going to talk and figure out how to do things. So it may not be a whole year. You never know. It may not take a year to get to space. Probably won't. I would be surprised if it does, if y'all work together. But if y'all work together, think of the things you can build. The amazing projects y'all could put together. Those are the kind... Ooh, look at... I got antenna. Wish they'd blink. They won't, though. In any case, that's the kind of people I'm looking for on this server. I got a couple people in mind, friends I've talked to, but, you know, I wouldn't mind having a few of you out there in the Minecraft world who like building stuff to come on in and try the material set, especially if you load the Glimmar Steampunk texture pack. It will give you a totally different perspective on how things look. In fact, what I may do, let me turn it off and I'll be back in a second. All right, I forget how long. Oh boy, that's weird. I forgot how long it takes to actually switch over from Glitter Steampunk back to vanilla. So this is what things look like in vanilla. The wood's different. That pole's really weird looking. A bunch of the textures are different. Hell, my armor. Let's go put my armor on. No more Borg here. Nope, nope, nope. I am now the Silver Knight, dressed in iron. So as you can see, the Glitters resource pack makes a huge difference. Do load it. It's great. You'll like it. I don't know why that tree looks like that, or that stump. That's just weird. In any case, that's the update for you. We may actually have a server coming. I would love for y'all to participate. Again, keep subscribing, keep ringing the bell, keep doing the thumbs up, keep leaving comments, and if you are interested in participating in the server, put a comment down below so I can contact you when we actually get things moving along. So, till next time, bye. And I'm going to spend the next 5 minutes going back to Glimmer's Steampunk texture pack. Y'all have a great day. GrampyJAG. And I got to apologize in advance. I've been outside and the allergies, whoo-wee, they're bad today. So, and we're a little more gravelly than usual. Then, yeah, we can't talk either. That's nothing new. Anyhow, adventures in Embers, adventures with caminite, adventures with magical, mystical stuff. Yeah, we're going to do it today. We're going to start. So I want you to take a look. Anyhow, we do it. How do you do it when you're looking this way? There we go. So you got your book here. Your what the heck is it called? Ancient Codex. You got your ancient Codex, and we did some of this stuff. You remember this stuff? We got these. That's what we were looking for. The Ember Activator is one of the things we are going to work on today. We are not going to do the pressure refinery. It's too soon. We don't have the stuff for it, and we're not going to worry about the bin. However, what do we got in here? Oh yeah, we're going to need pipes a little later on, but mostly today we are going to be in here looking at... I don't see the Ember Activator. This looks like it, but it ain't. It is, but it ain't. So your Ember Activator, you put your Ember in there, Ember comes shooting out, and you got to send it someplace. And the way it comes shooting out is through an emitter. But to get it someplace, you got to have a receptor. You also got to have the thing that's up here. You also got to have your tinker's hammer. You need this in a couple places. One is to make plates. Remember, it's 4 ingots, 1 hammer equals 1 plate. It's a really expensive thing, but you only need a couple. So once you're done with that, you don't ever have to do it again, hopefully. I lost my brain. It fell out. Let's take a look over here now that we got our tinker's hammer. We are going to start with power systems. That's where we're going. So the first thing in the power system you would think would be the activator, but it's not. We need a place to store the Ember and reroute it. So we are going to build the copper cell, and this is your copper cell recipe. 4 caminite bricks, brick stacks, 4 iron, and 1 copper block. So this is an expensive bugger, but you're going to be thankful you have it. So let's go build this quick. There we go. And we're in a normal crafting table. Okay, move it in there. Boom. We have a copper cell. And, oh, it's getting dark already. I just thought I slept. I set up some dirt over here. I think we go, maybe we go one more. I'll have to use the cobblestone. I put the dirt away. All right, and we are going to put our copper cell up here because we want to be able to have a good view of this area so we can redirect our goodies. Now we're just going to leave that there for the moment. We ain't going to do nothing with it. That's just so we have it up in the air. And I hate having things floating in the air, but we're going to say because it's magical, mystical, that's what happens. The next thing we are going to need are emitters, receptors, and an activator. So let's go and get our activator built and put down. And that's 2 iron plates, 6 copper ingots, and 1 furnace. So again, not hard once you've got the resources. It's getting the resources initially that's a little rough. Activate. There we go. Now you don't have to do anything super special with this guy. You just plop it down. We're going to have to put an emitter on it. And eventually we're going to want to put probably a hopper in a chest. So let's put it there. Where's our dirt? We'll put our dirt here for the moment. Okay. Now I believe this is where doing that bit by bit is helpful because the book is not that great. I believe your Ember goes in down here and comes out from the top. So your emitter is going to go on here. and then you're going to have to pipe in your ember shards and crystals. So let's go get some activators. Actually, let's, while we're here, do we have any? Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. Let's get a bunch of levers made, because we're going to need levers. Or levers, as the case may be. Alright. So, this is your sender. This is your receiver. Real close. And that's raw caminite. And a couple copper. And it's not showing. Is this in the other one? No, shouldn't be. Did I set that up wrong? Okay. Oh, we got to cook the caminite. It's not raw. All right, that'll be just a second. I forgot to cook my caminite plates. One and we're probably going to need more of these receivers and ejectors, but we're going to start with one batch each, and one batch will get you 4. There we go. That's what we were looking for. Get rid of you. We'll put the other one there. Copper goes on bottom. There we go. All right, so if I have remembered this, put the activator or the emitter on the activator. Why didn't that switch? Why does it do that? Actually, let's leave it the way it was. Put our receiver, our receptor on this side. Now, if I recall, you shift, right click, and then just right click. There we go. So it should go ding dong. These are now linked. So if I were to put a lever on here, there they are. And there was anything in here, which I don't think, stop that. Yeah, it won't let you just access it directly. Yeah, it won't let you access it directly. It also helps if you put the lever on the right thing. There you go. So that should let it send Ember from here to there. So how do we go and get Ember into this beast, you might ask? Well, we're going to need a couple more things, and I don't have the setups there, but let's go see if we can make one. Pipe, and you're looking for the dinkiest little things you can find. So we got a fluid pipe and an item pipe. item pipe is lead plate and 2 lead ingots. Let's see if we have enough lead to pull this off. No, we don't. So I will have to come back after I do some cooking, and we'll pick this back up. I'll get them laid out in the chest so you can see the recipes, and we'll go from there. We're going to make item and fluid pipes and the things that pump them. And then we're going to work on connecting a chest to our Ember Activator, drop some Ember shards or stuff in it, and see if we can send some Ember up to the Ember cell where it can be stored and used later. So I'll be back in just a couple. You just chill, get a drink. I'll be back. This here's Jag. It took me a wee bit longer to get everything together to show you Embers. Yeah, I had to do a little more digging. I didn't have any lead. I thought I had lead ore. I had no lead ore, so I had to get lead ore, and then one thing led to another So I had to get a lot of stuff gathered up, including a triple compressed cobblestone. So that was a trip off to base 2. Go get some cobblestone over there because I didn't have enough here. So what we're going to do, we're going to start with the power system for Ember, and then we are going to work on melting ore and casting ore. So, or casting metal. So without any more ado, let's take a look at what we got in our box. This is the Ember borer, and we're going to take a few crystals out just so we have something. We go back upstairs. Stairs. Just imagine what this is like without the stairs. You can go back, watch some of the old videos. Alright, so in order to get the power system working, we need item pipes. Okay, and those are made with a plate of lead and 2 ingots of lead which gives us 8 item pipes. Which we then take and add with a caminite plate and a couple of redstone to get the dealie that pumps stuff out of boxes. Items, that is. So the item extractor. Now we will need some levers, and we will need the item pipes. So let's go rig up a feed system. And I do believe these have to pipe into the bottom. I should have gone checked it. I didn't do it. But oh, that's the extractor. We don't want that. I want the pipe. There's the pipe. So the pipe, the extractor, and we will set the chest on top. We will add, no, we won't add that. Stop that. We will add a lever, and let's just make sure this ain't working. Nope, it ain't working. Good. So we will put the Ember in there, and when I flip this switch, you should see something happen over here. Yeah, there we go. So it has sucked out most of it. It's in there. It's cooking away. And in order to get this to go up there where we already linked it, we just flip the switch, and boom, we have Ember. And the Ember is going into, oh, I don't want a lever. I just want to look in it. Will you tell me how much is in there? No, I'm going to have some sort of a gauge to put on there. Well, we're not doing that just yet. We know what's going in there. That there is the important part. So for the moment, let's take this down and we'll just let that charge. So that's the first part. We now have a power system. Next part is we got to get something that uses the power. So dirt goes there. We're just going to hang on to that. So the first thing we need is a melter, and this is the components of your melter. It is a resonator, which we made before, 2 brick blocks, which we've made before, and 2 stair blocks, which we've made before, and a copper plate, again 4 copper ingots and a hammer, and away you go. So let's go move this all in and pull up melter in this. Oops, yep, we got to do that over here. So this has to be done in the basic extended crafting table. So there is everything in it, and we just pull it out, and poof, there it is. It now has a melter. And this is where things you got to start planning a little bit. So if I want to come off of this one, I put the melter right there. Nope, I'm off by 1. I want it just off the front. Come on. So that's right there. Is that right? Yeah. So I will hook up an emitter, and I'm going to have to look up because I don't know. I believe the power goes in the top. I could be wrong. I believe these are the out ports, if I remember right. Well, let's rig her up and see what happens. And we can use this for our test. So get that. And we want to make our liquid pipes. Where did the rest of our pipes go? Oh, there they are. Let's put them down here with the rest of the goodies. So these are item, and I only made the 1 extractor. I'm probably going to need to make a second one. I need a receptor and a transmitter right now. And we need to make the fluid extractor. Okay. We're going to do this in a couple of phases here. All right, so if I want to pull my Ember off the bottom, hook that up there. We put that on there. I think that goes up there. Get my hammer. I may wind up refilming all this because I may have goobered it. So shift right, and it doesn't like it. Okay. Why don't you like that? It doesn't go on top. Oh. Okay. So if this is right, power's going in. And we're going to cut that power off so we don't waste it. Now, the fluid, not the fluid, I don't need the fluid. I will need the fluid. Well, it don't like that. It likes that. Okay, so this is in the wrong spot. See, all this does is shoot Ember from here to here, and if it can't go in, it just doesn't go anywhere. You lose it. You gotta be smarter than the machines, unfortunately. So there's our liquid. There's our fluid pipe. And we are going to go into the drum to test it. So now I need to make another item extractor. So let's put our fluid pipes there. Let's make the rest of our fluid pipes while we're at it. Just because you never know. Might as well just get it out of the way. Okay. I need to make another caminite plate. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm getting low on caminite. I can't afford to be making too much stuff. There we go. Oh, we need to cook it. I need a couple of redstone. You done? Almost. Great. And item pipes. So there's our extractor. Extractor, lever, pipes, and we need another inventory. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We need another inventory. We need something to practice with. Does that look good? That looks good. All right, so this is going to be our inventory. Oh, these little things all look alike. Where is it? There it is. Put one in. All right. If this all works, it'll pull it out, it'll put it in there, it will melt it, and it's smoking, so that's a good thing. It looks like it is in there, and it has gone liquid. We turn this on, this should turn coppery. Yay! We have copper. There is our first test. So I'm thinking, let's see, the best way to do Dawnstone with the minimum amount. Dawnstone. Equal amounts of gold and copper. How much does a stone drum? That holds 16. Okay, we don't need a full drum, but we do need another drum. Let's see. Nope, that ain't it. Drum. I need those. I need that. Oh, and it needs a bowl. Missing a bowl. Tell me I got bowls someplace. I don't see a bowl. Well, ain't that annoying. Oh, I had them. I just didn't recognize them. It's been so long since I've worked with this. Okay. Let's make us a stone drum. There we go. And we've got 16. Let's bring it to a full 18. And where is our gold? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. We'll just do 18 and 18. So we are going to start by melting copper, and then we are going to melt a drum full of gold. And then we're going to combine them. Okay. And this does take a little bit of time. Helps if you turn everything on. Yeah, now all of it's going out. So pretty much when this stops smoking, that'll be done. And then we can switch out the drums. Well, while that's cooking, let's get some more fuel. Actually, let's pull a couple of these because sometimes you use these in other recipes. We'll stick these in here for the time being. While we're waiting on that, let's go ahead and build our stamper. So stamper, as you saw in here, we got triple compressed, we got some caminite and an ingot of copper. So this is actually a pretty cheap build. I believe Nope, this is just an irregular crafting table. There we go. So we have the stamper, but we also need a stamp. And we need the raw bar stamp, which is 4 caminite in a diamond shape. And needs to be cooked. All right. And again, we're going to need a receiver and an emitter and a lever. All right, that's done. I am just going to set that up over here out of the way for the time being. We can make a bit more efficient setup later, but for demonstration and getting our Dawnstone, this will work just fine. Will he notice the mistake? I don't think so. There we go. That's getting charged. So we're going to take that off and set it up over here. So I need, it's going to be pipe, extractor, tank. Seems like there's a part missing. Oh, we need a mixer yet. Oh, hell. Okay, we need a mixer yet. In the meantime, we are going to get our gold cooking. Mixer. Oh, yeah, we're going to be cutting away. I'm going to need to get more iron going. So for the time being, that's where we're at. We are melting gold. We've got melted copper. We're charging the stamper. It seems like there's a piece missing, and we also need a mixer. So when I get back, hopefully I will have fixed everything up and we'll be able to go and watch it do its thing. So catch you in a couple minutes. Bye. Many days later. Yeah, it took me days to get all the iron and all the lead. I scoured every tunnel I had dug to get every piece of lead. I even pulled the sample leads out of the entranceways to the side tunnels. So yeah, we got everything. So the first thing we're going to make is the mixer, which is right here, which is 5 iron plates, which that's 20 iron ingots, which is 20 times 180 iron ore, basically. That's a lot of iron ore, plus everything that went into the mechanical core, plus these. That's a lot of iron in this guy. So let's build this. And that needs to go in a normal crafting table. So we've got the mixer. Yay. The other thing we needed was the stamper base. Stamping base. Stamp base. That's what it is. which we've got right here. Again, iron, 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 iron. You see a theme here? A lot of iron in the later part of this. But we need all this so we can actually get iron. Or get the ability to get iron. I am going to go hook all this up, test it, and I will be back hopefully very shortly. Knock wood. See how I did there? Just a minute. Bye. Again, and as you can see behind me, I have the very basic Embers setup. Well, setup. So let's go take a look at everything. This is the stamper, the stamper and the stamp base, and this is what it's actually supposed to look like. And we have the receptor here, and Ember going to come out and swing around and jump in there. When we get molten metal in here, if we've done everything right, this will come down and stamp out an ingot, because I have the ingot form up here. I also have a plate form that I've made. We'll show you in a little bit. I have connected the melter to the stamper so that if I need to, I can run metal directly from, like say I want to do a bunch of copper, I can crank out a bunch of copper ingots. Okay. Currently, that switch is in the off position. This is the mixer. Ember goes in the top. Your alloy comes out of the top chamber. Your liquid metals go into one of several chambers on the inside of the bottom level. So here's the thing. Especially apparently when it comes to plates. Plates don't use just a full ingot. They use an odd amount. Plus, Ember's pipes sometimes get confused, especially when dealing with the mixer. You will be breaking and resetting this mixer a lot. You will be breaking and resetting these pumps and pipes a lot, because it just tends to glitch up a little bit. Don't worry about it. You can recover to some extent, fluids if you put them in here by accident or you think there's some leftover. All you need to do is reverse where the pipe and the extractor are, and it will pump material out, but make sure your drum is empty, or if it has copper in it, it will only pump the copper in if there's copper in there. If you don't know what's in there, use an empty drum and it'll pump the first fluid out that's available. And then you can do the same on the other side with another empty drum and see if there's anything like gold or silver or anything in there. If you ever come over here and there is not enough metal to make a stamping, you're going to have to break the stamp base. That's the only way to clear it. So are we all cool? Everything is currently, I believe, turned on except for this. Yeah. Let's fill that back up. All right, and does not appear anything needs to be charged. They're all at full charge. Let's start. Oh, and the reason I did this with the drums required less materials. I could have set up 2 melters in tandem and run them, which is what I usually do. But by putting it into drums, first off, it's stored. Second off, I know exactly what's in there. Third off, it's a lot more control. So this is off. This is off. That one's off. We are going to turn the copper on. We are going to turn the gold on. And we are drawing Ember, so that means it is alloying. This drum is empty. This drum is not yet. Interesting. No, it just didn't update. Okay, so these drums are on, or empty. Everything's in the pipe or in the mixer. So let's open the pipe. And you see we got metal and we got an ingot. And that ingot is a Dawnstone ingot, which is what we are after. Yay, we now have ore doubling for certain ores. If I remember right, gravel ores do not work in this system. And you notice I got to stand here and catch the ingots. There's a way around that, but for this first little bit, we're just going to stand here and catch the ingots. You can see how it happens. Poof. There we go. And it brings more ember in, buff like that. And we had our ember that came out, went boof like that. I can turn these off. I'm not going to turn this off until we're done with the ingots. Hi. Looks like I missed one on the other side. Let's see if I can walk forward a little bit. Ah! That's scary. That's what that is. Let's back off a little. Oops, I backed off too much. Oh well. Yeah. Gonna have to fetch me those ingots. You know, it's hard to move when you're in this particular location or this particular view. Third person's weird too. I like first best. I can seize what I'm doing. But you don't get to see my pretty face. There. Yeah, of course you're going to pop the other side. There. You can't help but get caught now. So we are pushing over 30. Should hit, I think it's 40 ingots. Should get about 40. Maybe it's 80. Don't remember exactly how the math works out. We'll find out. But this will get us to the next thing, which let's go take a look at that, because this is what the granddaddy of all the goals in the early part of the game. And that is the Bloomery. So you remember this guy, the Bloomery. It requires some caminite bricks, caminite walls, which I'm going to need a lot more caminite, which means I'm going to need more tin. Hey, guess what? I can run tin through this and get ingots doubled. Woo! So anyhow, like I was saying, caminite bricks, caminite walls, an advanced chemical retort. I can have or can get all of these. And 2 Dawnstone blocks. So that's 18. I think we got 18. Well, we're going over 40, so it must be 80 that I loaded in there. Going to give us enough Dawnstone to keep going for a wee bit. So now that we can run our tin through here, we're going to get a lot more tin. And now that we're going to be able to build a Bloomery, we're going to get a lot more iron. Be easy times for a little bit till we get into the real heavy use items. We're going to be rich. Let's see where we're at. 58, 59, 60. Yeah, probably a few more coming. Probably cut right here and speed this up. I will be back in a moment. I want to get a drink. Well, howdy. Looks like that was it. What did we get? We got 64, 70, 80. So it was 80. All right. Let's go make sure this is turned off. You know, I kind of like this setup. I might just continue doing this when I have to alloy, because that lets me keep the melter melting. And as long as we're melting the melter, let's go. Well, first off, let's empty out some of this stuff. And then we will get on with the making of the tin so that we can make the caminite. So we're going to need a better place to store stuff. There's always something. We're going to get more stuff since we can do it easier. Where is the... oh, there's the gravel. Okay. Alright, let's put the iron up here for now. Put the copper up there. We'll take all the tin. So what I was... let's look at this. Vacuum. This guy. He requires lead and an item pipe and a lever. Do I have enough lead ore? I do. Let's do the lead first. We do the lead, then we can set up a catcher so I don't have to stand there all the time. There we go. And I am going to have to get some... oh yeah, let's turn this on. I am going to have to get some more charcoal coming on, because the current location is not that great for Ember. It's taking a lot of charcoal to generate the Ember that we're getting out of that Ember borer. I'm probably going to have to make the little tracking device and find a better place for... that's everything? 6? You only got me 6. Oh, no, it's still doing it. Got to find a better place to get Ember. Now that we actually are getting materials, it's going to be about efficiency. So we have the bare basics, most inefficientest ways of doing things. There are better ways. There's another critter that makes Ember called a pressure refinery, which has much higher efficiency using said Ember crystals, which you can see I'm running in short supply on already. Of course, that thing does store a massive amount. So let's go make this vacuum thingy, the vacuum dealy. And this thing has a huge range. Let's see, I need an item pipe. Item pipe. There we go. Where did our fluid pipes? We must have used all the fluid pipes. Well, I don't know why I went over there. There's one. That's where I moved it to. So 2, 4, and the magic item pipe gets that. Let's put up the rest of our lead. Let's get... yeah, that's the right one. Let's take this. 1, 2. Should do it. We'll make a chest because that's basically pretty much the only inventory we have at the moment. There's a thing called a bin that you can build from embers. The bin, however, only holds 1 stack of anything. And you can't break the stack up. So let's put inventory there. See if I can remember how to do this. Yeah. And of course, like everything else, gotta have a lever. Now, if we toss a lever out there, swoosh, right into the box. And this has got a huge range. Basically anything all the way back here is going to get sucked up. So I could tap out my whatever it is I'm carving out here, and they would probably go flying down there without a problem. The next thing we're going to work on is the tin, so that we don't have a shortage of caminite. There we go. And we'll just hang out back here and watch. Oop, there it goes. You see it fly in? There it goes. See it fly in? Wait for it. Boom, there it goes. So, we now have 3 tin, 4 tin. We can now officially leave this alone and let it run. Yay. So I'm going to need to update the clipboard, and this also, blah, 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 Tome of Wisdom. I believe this pretty much has got us at close to the end. Oh, yeah, the moonstone, and we need wax. No, we're not done with this. We got a way to go yet. So we're here. We're on page 10, and we got 24 pages. So yeah, we're about halfway through then. Well, I'm going to go put my armor back on because it's only the smart thing to do since, you know, this is not a safe world and it is nighttime. The only thing saving me at the moment is I got light all around this. I got nice high walls. And I got armor, which when I get the iron, I'm going to have to look at getting me an anvil and an enchanting table and see about making some better armor, upgrading some better armor, etc., yada, yada, yada. So, I will... Really? Every time I go to say goodbye, I swear it rains. So, I am going to let you go and update my clipboard and make a plan for where I'm going now, because basically I'm at a lull. I need to do a little mining so I can get some ingots built up, but I can take a break. I've pushed really hard to get you through the first 10 pages of the Tome of Wisdom, just so if you're playing, you have a little leg up. There's a lot of things still to learn, but it's time to enjoy the game now. Time to get in there, enjoy the game, start building stuff. I will probably work on base 2. I'll probably do some exploring. Who knows? Maybe I'll find a better place for a base. But it's not an end, but this is a good end point. We have busted through a bunch of the limiting factors in the tech tree, and we have a lot of directions we can start pouring our energies into. So, time to sit back, enjoy, reflect, do a little building, do a little exploring, maybe do some fishing, not get ate by sharks. Not certain if they'll attack a boat. I've tangled with sharks before near the shore. You lose. You lose. Don't do it. So, as I say, living in a Dcraft world. Dcraft version Omicron available on CurseForge. And also below I will have again the links for the bit-by-bit tutorial on how to set up your Embers area. He goes through it a whole lot better than I could. I just kind of showed you piece by piece, sort of. Yeah, but he goes through in pretty decent order. There are a couple things you got to look for because he doesn't mention them, but you got to look for them in the background. But by and large, it's a great tutorial. And like I say, I'm going to take a break. Probably going to spend a couple days processing videos now that I've got a bunch done. And then we'll get back into actually playing. So, bye for now. Don't forget, hit that bell, hit that like, leave a comment. I especially like comments. If you can give me some sort of commentary, nice. We don't do bad comments. No bad comments. and subscribe. Because like I say, once we get to 10,000, no, not 10,000, 1,000 subscriptions and 4,000 watch hours, can do many other things like maybe run a server or two, or who knows, have a contest, or who knows. Yeah, just like breaking through caminite, it opens a lot of possibilities. So keep supporting the channel. Let me hear from you. Drop me a cup of coffee. Go check out my coloring books. And I will have an art print page for my art that I have. You'll see some of it's really different. It may take a while to get that all prepped and scanned, but it's coming, so you'll have that as well. Yeah, there's more, but we're not going to discuss it till we actually get closer to doing it. Bye. Here, join us next time when I go and show you how to lay out a mine and do resource mapping. Y'all have fun. Bye.